Hi guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. My name is Anne, I am the creator of Anytime Tarot. On this channel I teach you how to read the tarot cards for yourself and for others. But I also like to explain how you can combine the tarot with other spiritual practices like astrology, numerology, mythology, and so on. So if this is something that speaks to you, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video and follow me on Instagram. So after discussing the pentacles and the wands in my previous videos, we have now landed on the cup suit. And as I explained to you before, when placed in the right order, the tarot cards tell us a story. And with the cups being the third quarter of this story, we are slowly approaching the end of the story. And this will really become clear when I explain to you what the cups are all about. After watching this video, you will understand the story of the cups and what it means to the bigger story of the tarot. But you will also understand the meaning of every cup card separately. The cup has a very rich symbolic history. We need a cup to drink water, and we need water to stay alive. And therefore a cup is often seen as a life giver. Cups are often found in old Egyptian graves. It was believed that the deceased needed it in the afterlife to drink the cup of eternal life and please the gods. According to Egyptian mythology, the goddess of fertility, Ishtar, actually turned herself into a cup. This story links the cup with fertility, which again makes the cup a life giver. The cup also plays a significant role in several biblical stories. For instance, in the story of Joseph and Benjamin, or in the Last Supper, when Jesus shared his cup of wine with his disciples. In these stories, a cup often symbolized the life of the person who owned the cup. By sharing his cup, Jesus actually shared his life with his disciples. Because Jesus sacrificed his life for the greater good, the cup can also be seen as a symbol of sacrifice. According to the legend of the Grail, that was very popular during the Middle Ages, Jesus' cup from the Last Supper is the Holy Grail. It was believed that the artifact will bring salvation to whoever finds it, provided that he or she is pure of heart. However, the symbolic cup is not always overflowing with eternal life and salvation. The cup can also be filled with wrath and doom. This is very clear in several passages of the Bible. The cup is still very important in many cultures. At special occasions and parties, people like to make a toast, to express their gratitude and celebrate life. So let's summarize. The cup can be filled with life or sacrifice or salvation or doom. So the cup really has some very deep symbolic meanings. It is about being between life and death. At several points in our lives we are offered the cup. And it doesn't matter whether the cup is filled with salvation or doom or sacrifice or life. It is up to us to decide if we accept the cup or let it pass. To be or not to be? That's the question. Do you remember when in my Pentacles video I explained to you that the tarot tells us the story of life, death and rebirth? Well, in the cup suit we are getting ready for the transition from life to death. So after finding our way in life, developing our skills, pursuing our goals, we are now getting ready to leave this life again. And this requires a more spiritual development from us, which is why this is my favorite suit of the whole tarot. I am all about the spirituality and the deep stuff. So in the tarot, the cups are really more about the inner world. So they are about our emotions, relationships, our deepest desires, but they also have a lot of spiritual lessons, like choosing to take your own path or learning to let things go, making sacrifices. In the bigger story of life, the cups are about accepting death and having the courage to let go of life on earth. But in a smaller sense, the cups story can also be about a relationship or a job. In all phases in our life, we have to learn that some things are beyond our control and we sometimes have to let go of the things we love. But after we have discussed the cup cards one by one, you will come to realize that the cup suit is not only about having to let go of what you love, but also about realizing that when you let go of what you believe is best for you, there's often something coming after that is even better for you. From the perspective of a human being, it might seem like life is the best and death is a very scary thing. But after we transition, we might realize that death is actually just the beginning. And the same goes for instance, relationships. When our first love ends, we probably feel like life will never be as good as it was with that person. But then we realize that life goes on and that there are people that are an even better fit for us. Astrologically, the Suit of Cups represents the element of water, which links it to the 3 water signs. These are Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. These signs are known to be very emotional, the most emotional of all signs, and they are also often very spiritual. Water signs can be just as porous as water, which means that they can have a hard time setting boundaries for themselves. They are very receptive of other people's emotions, and if they don't learn to protect their own energy, they can often feel very emotionally drained. Then lastly, I want to discuss with you the correlation of the 4 suits with the 4 seasons. As I discussed in my previous videos, the pentacles are about the spring, the wands are about the summer, and then the cups are about the autumn. This is because the autumn is the time when nature is preparing for winter, and winter is really a time when nature is resting and preparing to come alive again in spring. So in this sense, the seasons make a similar transition from life to death to rebirth. And with the autumn being the transitional phase from life to death in nature, this makes it the perfect correlation with the cup suit. Just like all ace cards, the Ace of Cups is about new beginnings. And if we link this to the cups being about emotions and relationships, this card could mean a new friendship or new romantic relationship. But you could also see the cup as the overflowing life giver. And in this sense, the cup might bring life force and new inspiration or motivation to your life. The Two of Cups is about the balanced exchange of energy that a healthy relationship brings. This counts for all relationships, not just the romantic ones. And remember how I said that in old times the cup often symbolized the life of its owner. In this card, 2 people are giving their cup to the other. So you can decide for yourself what that means. This card is really a card of celebration and festivities. The abundance in this card makes the 3 women dance carelessly. This card reminds us to enjoy life, but also warns us for reckless behavior. Therefore, the card can sometimes indicate alcoholism or other addictions. After all this partying, we are asked to move on. We can't stay in one tarot card our whole life. However, in this card we are very reluctant to continue our journey. After 3 cups, the 4th cup is being offered to us. As you know, the cup can be filled with many different things. And now is the time to decide if we take it and move on, or refuse the cup and stay where we are. This card indicates a person being stubborn, bored or negative, refusing to accept reality or self-victimization. By the way, do you see the leaves on the tree? Didn't I tell you that the cups are linked to autumn? The 5 of Cups shows us a person who has taken the 4th cup but is now questioning their choice. Was it really a good idea to accept the 4th cup? Haven't you been through enough already? In this card we feel like we have sacrificed a lot and are wondering whether it was all for nothing. But look carefully, even though 3 cups are empty, there are still 2 left. This card encourages us to look at the positive side of it all, pick up the pieces and go on with our journey. We are approaching the end of the cup suit now. This is when all the lovely memories come up once more. It often makes me think of people who have a near-death experience and say that the best moments of their life appeared in front of them like a little movie. This might also happen when you decide to end a relationship or quit your job. Now that the end is near, you are suddenly reminded of all the good moments. Generally, this card can also indicate someone's childhood, children, or the inner child. The 7 of Cups is really a card of contemplation. We are looking at the choices we made in the past and the things we sacrificed. Now that we are headed towards the end, it is time to evaluate.
However, it is hard to objectively evaluate an experience while you are still in it. Generally, this card indicates evaluation, imagination, dreams, but also illusions and confusion. I think the Eight of Cups is one of the bravest cards in the tarot. It is about seeing what you have now and realizing that you can have more. Then having the courage to leave your safe zone and risking what you have for a chance to have something better. I think this is the card where we really transition to the next state. If we talk about the person who wants to quit their job, this card shows the moment when they get up and leave. This card can also be about going on a trip or following your intuition. Oh, this is such a proud card. We have collected 9 cups, which was not easy at all. And now we have displayed our cups like trophies and are enjoying them. Which is fine of course, but remember that every suit has 10 cards. We still have to go through one more card. The little guy on the card is not that eager to get up and leave his cups again. So this card is about being bound to something. It shows the soul who is still bound to his human body and doesn't want to transition quite yet. Or a person who is in the middle of a breakup but still keeps stalking their ex. The message of this card is move on and trust that the future will provide you with something better. The Ten of Cups is the ultimate happy ending. You can be very pleased when this card shows up for you. This is that better thing in the future that I was telling you about. Once we have the courage to go through transition, this is our reward. The card can also indicate family occasions, buying a new house or marriage. So one more thing guys, I hope it is clear to you that this transition from life to death that I keep mentioning is not literally about dying. I mean it in a symbolic sense. It is about the end of a thing and the beginning of the other. It is actually against my principles to ask the tarot about literal life and death, because I don't think these are things we humans are supposed to know, and therefore I don't see the point of asking the tarot. It can only lead to tricky situations.
So this was it again guys. I hope my video was helpful to you. I just wanted to say I am having so much fun making these videos for you, and it also warms my heart to hear that people are really that my videos are really helpful for you. So thank you so much for all the nice comments and all the support. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and follow me on Instagram. You can always ask me questions on there too. And then I will see you guys for the next video when we will be discussing the last suit of the tarot, the swords. So stay tuned. And then the only thing that is left for me to say is that I'm wishing you lots of love and light. Bye!